And welcome to the Aaron Katsman Show. I'm your host, Aaron Katsman. We're here to speak to you about your life, your money, and your investments. And as always, we're coming to you from the spiritual and soon to be financial capital of the world, Jerusalem, Israel. We've got a great show for you, really, really interesting show. But first, if you got any questions or comments, feel free to email me at Aaron, A-A-R-O-N, at Lighthouse with an L, lighthousecapital.co.il. That's Aaron at lighthousecapital.co.il. You can check me out on the web at www.aaronkatzman.com. You can find me on Twitter, and be sure to subscribe to our brand new YouTube channel at Aaron Katzman. So, peace is breaking out all through the Middle East. And it's really my honor to introduce to everybody Dr. Raphael Nagel, who's a renowned investor, a lobbyist, a philanthropist. Earlier this year, he was awarded by the Indian financial magazine Business APAC as one of the leading investment gurus of the year. He was awarded a prize by the Business Worldwide Magazine CEO Awards as the UAE's Financial Services CEO of the current year. He's a senior advisor. He's a consultant. He's done a lot of things all through Europe, and he now chairs the board of the Abrahamic Business Circle, which is an innovative global interfaith business dialogue forum based in the United Arab Emirates. And of course, that's why we brought you on the show, because of the peace deal between the UAE and Israel. It's my honor to introduce Dr. Nagel. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Good morning to everybody. Hi, Aaron. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you very much for joining. So let's just jump right in. Obviously, this is huge. The deal between the UAE and Israel, and there's all kinds of ramifications, let's say. Tell us a little bit about how you sort of see the deal moving forward on both. First of all, let's start on a business scale. Where do you sort of see the opportunities for both sides?
I see a huge opportunity on both sides. Let's start probably with the most obvious one. At the moment, we are planning, of course, everything subject to Corona. We would like to plan a cruise from Israel to Dubai for Christmas time, for Hanukkah, yeah? That Israelis can come over to the Emirates, discover our amazing country here, and of course, get the opportunity to stay in one of the luxury hotels and enjoy also the shopping. Why not? On the other side, we would like to see also investments mainly from both sides in bilateral ways in terms of agriculture, food security, and of a lot of other technology things. As we all know, Israel is our leading export product is technology. We are very hungry to invest, to buy technology here in the UAE. Money is ready and companies are ready to join, to find joint ventures, to find ways to bring new Israeli technology over. On the other side, I think we can offer here in the UAE, especially to Israeli companies, why not, amazing opportunities as a business hub. The UAE has over 206 nationalities living here together. We have 10% local population, 90% are expats from all over the world. It means that here in any business meeting, you will find minimum 4 or 5 different nationalities, and this allows you the opportunity to export your product, raise capital, sell your company, or whatever else you plan as a businessman, in an unbelievable way. You have opportunities that are really unique worldwide, without any doubt. On the other side, I see huge opportunity also in new technologies like space. You know that we had one of the first flights to the Mars here from the UAE. So technology-wise, we are quite advanced already. And I see huge synergies between both countries.
And what does the Abrahamic Business Circle do? Where is sort of your niche in all of this?
Our pure nature starts from something very simple. We believe in economic peace through business. In other words, we believe if everybody has a business in common, we have common interest, common economic interest, it will provide a very strong tie on the long term. What do we do mainly as the Abrahamic Business Circle? We want to help, for example, imagine that you're an Israeli company, you're looking for an investor in the UAE. The first question what you will raise to yourself, where do I find the investor? Where do I get in contact with the guys? What we are a platform where we help to introduce both sides, the investor or people who look for capital, people who have capital to invest. And what we organize are different events during the year, workshops and things like this.
Okay. So let's say I've got a financial services business and I'm looking to create a product for people in the UAE to invest, let's say, in Israeli high tech, publicly traded high tech, for example. So, or I've got a startup or whatever, I've got a company that deals in water, whatever. I would then turn to you, and I have no contacts whatsoever, right, in Dubai or whatever. I would then turn to you, and you would sort of start making the connections.
That's absolutely true. I tell you how we work. We have two different ways how we work. One part, you become a member of the Abrahamic Business Circle. We invite you to a lot of the different meetings. In these meetings, you will find billionaires from India. You will find local sheikhs, people who have money to invest, who are very keen to find new business opportunity and earn new money. Why not? On the other side, we organize a big convention for October where we are trying to get around about 1,000 people, only with the point to invest. What do you have to do? If you become a member of the Abrahamic Business Circle, you have the opportunity to meet these people and introduce yourself. If you want to get the contacts quicker, you should talk to us and we will help you through our corporate embassy services, where you have only a person and a key account manager who will be in charge for your company and introduce you directly.
Okay, great. Let's talk about deal. I don't know if you're at liberty to say, but are there deals that have already in this short amount of time? All that's in the news in Israel is Corona and flying to Dubai on vacation, and different missions that have already left Israel, business missions. My Facebook feed is full of people I used to work with in venture capital and what have you, who are going on missions like every day. Has stuff been already, are there already fruits sort of that labor in such a short amount of time? Have there been deals done already?
And they have been done already in the past. Even before opening signing the peace agreement, there have been a lot of joint ventures between Emirati companies and Israeli companies, globally. Of course, not here in the UAE, but globally there have been joint ventures from big companies, On the other side, there have been signed several memorandums of understanding between local banks, between different companies of different industrial areas. And at the moment, one of the projects what the Abrahamic Business Circle is leading, we are planning to develop in India on 500 acres, a huge food security project. Our idea is to bring to India, and this will explain you a little bit more the background about the Abrahamic Business Circle. Our project is to grow on 500 acres in India with Israeli greenhouse technology, vegetables, what will help to provide the food security for the Emirates. In other words, we will, on land in India, with Israeli technology, we will grow vegetables and fruits to export later to the UAE. One of the things where we did run out a little bit short, for example, in Corona, everything was here in plenty, but sometimes we were missing things like onions because, of course, Corona creates some logistic problems. And also here, even if it's all really amazing organized, onion was an issue a few days, So what we were trying is to set up not business only between the both countries, between Israel and the UAE. We see the Abrahamic Business Circle as a catalyst to help set up business on a global way, as I explained you with this example in India, for example.
Okay, that's fascinating. I'm telling you, this is good. This is really interesting. This is the Aaron Katsman Show. We speak about your life, your money, and your investments. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to email me at Aaron, AARON, at Lighthouse with an L, lighthousecapital.co.il. That's Aaron at lighthousecapital.co.il. You can check me out on the web at www.aaronkatsman.com. That's www.aaronkatsman.com. You can find me on Twitter. And of course, be sure to subscribe to the brand new YouTube channel that we have. We have all my content in video form. We're speaking peace. We're speaking to Dr. Raphael Nagel, who's the chairman of the board of the Abrahamic Business Circle. And we're speaking about the recent peace treaty between Israel and the UAE. First of all, Dr. Nagel, how can people get in touch with you, or how can they find you?
People can get in touch with us The easiest way is probably through our website, theabrahamicbusinesscircle.com, theabrahamicbusinesscircle.com. I think it's the easiest way. We have a very simple contact formula on the website, very easy to get in touch with us, yeah. Okay. And beginning from there, we are very, very happy to attend everybody. Last week, for example, on Thursday, we had a huge meeting here where we had over 100 people here in the Capital Club in Dubai for our first big talk about business opportunities between Israel and the UAE. Next Monday, the 2nd of October, we have another event at the Hotel Waldorf Astoria in DIFC. DIFC is Dubai International Financial City, where we are expecting between 150 to 200 people to attend this meeting.
Wow.
Really amazing and outstanding, because as you can all imagine, we have social distancing due to Corona time, so we need a huge surface and space to be able to do this amazing meeting. But it was really interesting. In all this meeting, what we are trying to do is not only to talk, we try to avoid to play NATO, no action talks only. We try to create business in the moment. We had people people fill up forms. We try to close deals at the same moment, yeah, and to introduce people. We really want to make it happen. We believe that economic peace is only possible if we create the business straight on the ground. We have to follow the ideas that what we're given by the leaders, yeah, by the political environment. I'm not a politician, so I don't go into politics, but I'm very convinced that the opportunity, what we are being given, is really amazing. And I believe that we can come to a point where we have a huge common market in the whole Middle East, and that's a huge opportunity. I think it's very important that between all of us, Israel, UAE, expats living here, and so on, we make this happen, because that's the first footprint what we will leave for the whole GCC area and the whole Arabic world.
Okay, fascinating, great, I'm with you. Let's hope it happens. Now, to pour a little bit of I don't want to say cold water, but you know, when you're talking about tourism, we're talking about a lot of things. On the one hand, you have all this hopeful economic cooperation. On the other hand, you've got two cultures which are in certain respects very different, in certain respects very similar, I would say, but very, very different. How do you sort of see that playing out, sort of the different cultures finding common ground and getting along with each other?
I think if we look into history, we will find that the UAE and Israel, if we go on a long-term history, we never had a conflict. It was only the last 60 years where we had no relation. We had not a bad relation. There was never a bad relation. There was a lot of business going on. It was more due to circumstances that there was no direct business going on. Both nations are very, very young nations. Both nations are unbelievably innovative, yeah? So both nations have a lot of synergies. There's a certain difference in business culture. Probably our Israeli chutzpah is a little bit different to the way of doing business here in the UAE. I would try to find the right people from the beginning, not running around and try to collect business cards. It makes no sense in this country. Please remember all, the UAE has only 1 million local population. Everybody knows everybody. So if you try to collect business cards from different people here, that's not the way you do. You should find the right person, make very clear what's your profile, you want to meet, try to approach the right person from the beginning and try to build up a long-term business relationship. That's what I would recommend everybody, because it's really very, very important to keep the right reputation in this country from beginning.
Okay. What does the UAE have to offer the Israeli? I'll tell you one thing, like I said, every night on the television, there's another item about going to this hotel and what you've got to see here and what you've got to see there. So certainly the Israelis, as soon as Corona, as soon as the airport gets open or as soon as Corona's past us, what I can tell you is you're gonna have hundreds of thousands of Israelis flocking there because they love to travel. But aside from tourism, where else do you sort of see offering for the UAE?
Obviously, aside from tourism, I can recommend you very highly shopping in the UAE. It's an amazing paradise. I'm not sure if it's healthy for your credit card, but for sure it's a very amazing place to do shopping. Everything what you dream, you will find it here. No brand that is not here. Yeah. That's one thing for sure. But apart from joking, what we have to offer, I think we have to offer a lot of knowledge, a huge amount of knowledge. You will be surprised how well educated people are here in the Emirates. Yeah, locals, but also expats, because you can be sure anybody who has not a very good education and knowledge is not needed. Yeah, here. So everybody will have a very good knowledge and education, no doubt. What we can offer to Israel, apart from money, and what is one of the main issues, what everybody thinks, what we have, of course, the UAE is a very wealthy nation. We are very hungry to investments in venture capital. We would like to invest in Israeli technology, no doubt at all. We would like to see also Israeli technology companies to build up their companies here in the UAE, not only taking the money and run away home. That's not the main wish what we would like to have, if I'm allowed to speak for the Emirati population here. Our main wish would like to see cooperation, joint ventures. I think in a lot of other sectors, we have a very big production opportunities. Remember, our salaries are very low sometimes in the production. Yeah, setting up a factory here provides you a huge advantage compared with any other country in the area, because you will get top quality for a very reasonable price. Yeah, and of course you get all the business hub. We have to remember that these people here have been traders forever. A part of this, they are very good in technology, as I said already. Remember, space technology, where they have been where we want to go. Yeah, so they're technology-wise, they are not bad. Don't think about it. And there are a lot of synergies to do. I think they are very open-minded in any business field. Yeah, of course, due to Corona, things are a little bit slower than normally, like everywhere. Yeah. But the opportunities are absolutely huge. I only can invite everybody to come over. I did very well in the last 3 years here in the UAE, and I'm coming over to the UAE since 2001. And I only can recommend everybody come over. It's a huge place to make business if you're looking for long-term business.
Right. Dr. Nagel, once again, how can people get a hold of you?
Sorry?
How can people get a hold of you? Again, if people want to
people get hold of us, going to our website, theabrahamicbusinesscircle.com, theabrahamicbusinesscircle.com. Very easy, without any problem. And otherwise, I'm sure you will find me very easy on LinkedIn, Raphael with PH, Nagel. Very happy to attend all of you. And looking forward to welcome you here in the UAE.
I'll be on that boat. On that cruise.
Our big wish is to organize this cruise, and we really would like to see you all shopping and enjoying here on these amazing beaches. It's a very safe place and very peaceful for everybody. Outstanding, without any doubt.
This was amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show.
Big pleasure. I wish you all having a great day, and many thanks for inviting me, Aaron. Take care. Bye.
My pleasure. It's the Aaron Katsman Show. I'm your host, Aaron Katsman. We speak to you about your life, your money, and your investments. If you got any questions or comments, email me at Aaron, AARON, at lighthouse with an L, lighthousecapital.co.il. You can check me out on the web, www.aaronkatsman.com. You can find me on Twitter. And of course, please subscribe now to the brand new YouTube channel where you get all of our content, video content, everything right there on the page. Thanks to Dr. Nagel, and we'll all speak to you soon.